about in the dark. Just say I'm in the Walmart parking lot, and I go in to the Walmart parking lot and just start doing my crazy lunges, and it just feels awesome. I generally focus on doing my lunge exercises in the bathroom because then I can really let loose because nobody's really watching. I do them until somebody may come in. Oftentimes, I'm not like caught doing it, and it's just a kneeling down, so it looks like just kind of I'm tying my shoe, and that's how I look at it. I'm just tying my shoe, bending down, tying my left shoe, bending down, tying my right shoe, and it just feels so rewarding to be able to do that exercise. It's just hard to describe because there's Zapton. You'll probably be my only viewer on this channel. It's just so rewarding to do those lunges side to side, and it's like the one single exercise out of all the exercises I could choose. That is the one single exercise I prefer over everything else. No push-ups, not bridges, calf raises, just regular squats. Sometimes maybe, but squats I think I prefer when I'm a little more burnt out. When I because my endurance isn't great, and I hope to make a video showing increased endurance from the last time because I did that lunge in the woods, and that was deep woods. That was like no cities for miles away. Squats, yeah, it's, well, I don't know, you call it one-legged squats. It's just like it's a no step lunge. You're not stepping forward because actually I don't like stepping to do my lunges. I don't like stepping at all. I like the pivot. I guess you could call it a pivot lunge because I can keep my feet wide and not have to step anywhere. Just keep them playing. You're just pivoting them like a basketball move when you're pivoting. And I kind of think, I think about it as like kind of dribbling basketballs between my legs in a way, going back and forth, doing the basketball dribbling. That's kind of how I look at it. But I wouldn't want to use a basketball as a tool for it. Instead, I much prefer pushing on my knees as I do it because I feel a little bit of value in the core exercise of that. Pushing on the outside knee, pushing on the inside knee. I feel value in that. Actually, if I wasn't pushing on the knees with my hands, I don't think I would value doing my pivot lunges as much. Okay, so I added a new dimension to it, to the routine, to the dance routine in a way. Although it's got no rhythm to it, it's a bit of a dance routine, and I do it as much as I can, a lot more often and in a lot more places than anything else I've done. I can't drop down and do push-ups anywhere like I can do my lunges. So I'm doing it more often, and that makes it more rewarding. I'm getting stronger, and I'm feeling it definitely in my bicycling. I feel my bicycling improving. And whenever I get around to it, I could go weeks without bicycling, but my legs are ready to go. I'm doing the proper exercises to keep my legs ready to go because for a long time I was just relying on bicycling for leg exercise, and it was very infrequent that I rode the bicycle. So I was struggling, and people have said in the past when I tried to do like vlogs while riding the bicycle, talking while riding the bicycle, people have said that I sounded really winded and I'm not moving very fast. And I agree. Back then, a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, bicycling, if I would have tried talking on the camera while bicycling, just on not even a hill, just a flat, plain, going straight, I would have sounded winded. But I don't believe that's happening so much now. My legs are much stronger for bicycling. Bicycling is not an exercise. I've said it before many times. Walking is not exercise, kind of, unless you're walking up a hill. But just walking on a flat surface, it's not exercise. It does nothing. It's just something you do to get to the next exercise. And bicycling really isn't exercise either. It's that forward propelling yourself forward. It doesn't take much effort, and it doesn't give much value. You got to do other things besides that. And a lot of people are relying on walking and bicycling. Maybe I'm losing. Oh, yeah, I can't quite see connections. I was letting the camera drop down. I'm holding it, and I'm letting the camera drop down. Maybe I could keep it fixed. Okay, maybe like this. Maybe something, hold it like that. Okay. So, yeah, I can't be a mall walker and find value in it. Walking around is just walking around. I'm walking to find the next place to do my pivot lunges, because that really gets my lungs working. And it takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more time to get the lungs working, because I am getting stronger doing it. I enjoy it, and I'm doing it more. I could do it outside my car when there's not a lot of people. Just jump out of the car and start doing pivot lunges. Or if it's raining out, if it's not a good spot, there's too many people around, I can go inside the Walmart or another store and go in between the aisles and just kind of look like I'm shopping, and then I start doing my pivot lunges. Or in the bathroom, as I mentioned before, or in the library, in the aisles, the book aisles. Not every library is safe to do it, but a lot of them are. Just got to find the right time, make sure nobody is nearby, because I will exercise until I get winded as often as I can. And in a library, people can hear me breathing heavy, so they'll be like curious, what's going on with this guy? I got to keep my distance when I do the pivot lunges in the library, because I'll work up such a breath and I'm breathing heavy, and then trying to repress my breathing to not draw attention to myself. So I'm just in the library trying to quietly, I wind myself with the lunges, and then I'm trying to repress the breathing so I don't draw attention to myself. And that's for a library, though. I don't have to worry about repressing my breathing in like Walmart or something. Often they have the music going. There's other kinds of noises. So that's a side effect from doing it. It's a very nice side effect. I feel the blood flow to the legs and the breath, the increased breathing. It seems to be working the inner parts of my knee. And I have a bad knee mostly, but it's improved so much that, I feel pain every so often, but it takes minimal effort to warm this bad knee up and get going and get working. And this left knee, I think is developed bad. It got in a bad position because of living in this car and pushing up against this door all the time with my foot. I think it was kind of a foot twist. Somebody said that you can get shifter's knee, which is for people who with stick shift. If you got a stick shift car, you can get shifter's knee. That's kind of me pointing my toe inward, and it just, it was a gradual thing, and I probably have some kind of permanent damage to the knee, but it's not as pronounced. it got so bad, the low point was I couldn't even bicycle. That's really frustrated me. Every time I pushed down on the pedal with my left leg, my knee would hurt, so I couldn't push as hard as I wanted. And that took away my speed. You know, I'd have to bicycle slower because of the knee pain. And I'm talking like, this is a knee pain that it's just with me. It's not a temporary thing. This is like permanent. Something happened that just was permanent damage. And I've overcome it in a lot of ways by doing these pivot squats. I've tried Spanish squats. I thought Spanish squats were pretty cool. They seem to help, but you got to set up for that. And I can't right now. You know, I can't walk into Walmart and do Spanish squats. I've tried, yeah, various. I tried carving wood pieces to mimic doing the leg extensions that you find in the gym, because I always felt that doing leg extensions was what I needed to do, and then that turned me towards Spanish squats. But both of those require equipment, and I don't have the luxury of carrying this type of fancy equipment. So that's for the upper class. The affluent people have opportunities to use that equipment to set up for Spanish squats or leg extensions, where you could adjust the weights, sit down comfortably and adjust the weights. I just do pivot squats, and I'm feeling a lot of work in the inner thigh, and that's because of the back leg. All right, I could and I could really, I'm finding that I can really challenge myself by leaning forward and pistol squats. I'm unable to do pistol squats. It's possible that maybe that's something I could work towards, but because I'm so weak for pistol squats, while doing pivot lunges, I'm finding that leaning forward, putting all the pressure on my leg, makes it impossible to lift myself up pretty much if I don't let the back leg assist too much. I just rely on one leg, the back leg, take pressure off the back leg, and suddenly I'm putting an enormous amount of pressure on just one leg to squat up. And I'm finding that I'm unable to, without even using any weights. Sometimes I'll hold the mortar, which is maybe 20 pounds, to add a little extra weight. That's about all I can do as a car camper for carrying weights, for lifting weights, is using now my new mortar. But back and forth, and pretty much you could call it like single leg squats in some ways, but it's just something about it it's natural. I get to the point where I do it enough and my knees start feeling stiff and tired, so then I'll just rest them, and then after a few hours or so, they're ready to go again. It's like, it's a very self-correcting type of movement. It feels good. It feels like there's some kind of a dopamine response doing it, but also it could be painful. But doing it slower, just slowing down the movements, allows me to warm up, and then I'm ready to go for jumping sometimes, depending where I'm at. I'm feeling the energy for more jumping pivot lunges, but I don't always have the opportunity. When I'm in these busy areas, I try to do more cautiously, slowly. I'll hold in the down position a little bit more, and just try to avoid eyes, because it does look ridiculous, like I'm dancing with no music. Wondering, and that's the thing I wonder is, with the Walmart security cameras, I mean, sure, maybe a security guy could see me. Would they approach me? I mean, it's okay if the cameras can see me, but if there's somebody down on the other end of the aisle, I don't want to do them. But yeah, when I get the energy, it's like any time of the day, morning, even right before I go to sleep sometimes, because I'll nap in the daytime. So doing a little bit of exercise and get the blood going, just to do a squat, doing with the pivot lunges, before I sleep even. It seems acceptable to me. So I can fall, pretty fast asleep after exercise as well. It's happened in the past. Just get to the point where I'm exhausted. But this exercise, it's something else. And I've gone through so many iterations of so many ideas I've had. When I first started out traveling 11 years ago, I was really into suspension training and trying to find ways to do that. And I failed at so many places, so many attempts and at setting up a suspension training. I could never find enough anchor points, and I could just never find the energy or the motivation to do them. When I did find anchor points, I couldn't find the motivation. So I would be carrying around these suspension training handles and straps and just never using them. And then I let my body go because I was a little frustrated. Leaving the gym thinking maybe suspension training's my future, and frustrated with the whole suspension training experience. I haven't done it in a long time. Yeah, just haven't done it in a long time. But it's taken pain. It's taken the knee pain to let me know that I need to be doing something. Because if I'm not exercising, I'm developing more painful joints and less energy, getting winded easy, heart going crazy at night. I got to get it back on track. So doing this, I've only been doing this pivot lunge for past couple of months. I've been doing like stepping forward lunges, but I really don't like those. I don't like stepping forward. I don't like doing it in place and stepping back. I just don't like stepping because I walk enough. That's enough stepping for me. Just planting my feet and twisting. That's like the perfect movement that really seems to just balance everything. Balance at least this lifestyle. Okay, especially with the grabbing of my knee. Celery, yeah, I haven't had my celery seeds in a long time. I got them up on the roof. I've been thinking what I found with celery seeds is that they go great with honey, and I've been thinking in the next, shortly I want to crush up celery seeds and then mix them with honey in some way. That's a pretty good combination. Celery and that bitter taste of the celery seeds and honey, they combine pretty nicely. So, outdoor gyms in every town. No. The ideas that people have for these outdoor gyms are just awful. I've seen so many bad outdoor gyms. I don't know if I can encourage it. And the way I'm talking, if you've listened to this video so far, I'm kind of discouraging outdoor gyms. I'm saying all you need is your body, and you just need to know the right things to do. Okay? And the one right thing to do is pivot lunges. I'm telling you, I'm still motivated doing pivot lunges. Maybe I need a few more months of the experience, but I'm really enjoying it. Why not? I had a gym membership for a while, up until middle 30s. But yeah, I developed shoulder pains from the excessive bench pressing, and I have to go to the same place every day. I got like a 6.5 foot stick with me. You think the gym's gonna be cool with me walking in with that? I have to have a lot of space we got Hecky from the northern forests, like the UP, the northern Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota. Yeah, the northern forests are different. But yeah, my stick is not acceptable. You don't see any gym with a big stick. And I'll just say, that the gyms have changed. Since I quit over 10, 15 years ago, the gyms have changed. They got glutes. They got the glute machine now. They got kettlebells. Many of them do have the suspension training. And this is what I have seen on video. A lot of, attractive women showing how they use the glute machine. And I mean, I don't want to discourage that. I think that's a great direction for the gyms to go, is to all have glute machines in some form. Support glute exercises. It's a very valuable exercise to enjoy. And my pivot lunges help for glutes. Okay? They're not glute centric, but they help. I prefer the bridges for the glutes, and also just other like push forward type of exercises to work the glutes. Because also for a long time in my 40s, I was letting my glutes get so weak to the point where I was just sitting on my tailbone and then developing problems with that. Actual pain in my tailbone, putting pressure, because I didn't have enough cushion down there. And the sitting was just getting so bad. It was like not easy. I'm sitting on a tree stump right now, okay? One of the hardest things you can sit on in a car. And I'm fine with it. And it's because I have built back up the cushion, largely from the pivot squats, but more from just doing glute exercises. Yeah, I'm almost 50. Yeah, I'm pushing that. So I'm not trying to win any competitions. I'm too old to achieve anything that the younger people can, in sports. I'm building myself back up in a way, and it's really exciting to me that I can do it in a way that I enjoy. I've tried so many other ways. Let people say you got to go through a hard time. You got to, I don't know, you got to think, or some people think about the end game. I don't really want to think about the end game as much as enjoying my time in the present. And I want to enjoy my exercises in the present. Time is slipping away. Yeah, Tank Girl says a lot of negative things. I bet you got a natural frown to your mouth, right? Like this. You got, like, when you got a rested face, I bet you got a natural frown. All right? In Chinese medicine, that means that you tend to be a pessimistic type of person. You lean towards that. There's actual people who have a natural smile. I guess I'm more straight, I'm more plain. But there's people that have with a rested face. They'll have like a natural smile. Those people will tend to be more positive, just naturally. I mean, but that's being, I'm being, what do you call it? Not racist, but facist. I call it facist, thanks to the discipline of Chinese face reading. But yeah. I'm just enjoying this exercise so much, and I just want to say I'm going to continue my pivot lunges for a while and see where that goes. See how much stronger I can get at my older age. Somebody who is younger could definitely achieve a lot more physically than I should be capable of now. So I'll just, be happy with what I can achieve at this older age. I'm feeling strength increasing in my calves too, which is really surprising to me. I mean, I don't really feel like I'm working my calves, but for some reason, they feel like there's a tension getting into them. That's just strange. That's enjoyable. That's very rewarding. It's just an all around good exercise. I mean, it's completely. I would say it doesn't feel like it's hitting my upper body, my arms enough, but I mean it feels fine. I want to put a lot of effort. I got a neighbor here now. I don't know what the deal is. I'm on the side of the Walmart where it has pretty much nobody, and now I got a neighbor. That happens sometimes. So life has made Zap. Yep, that's we all have our unique experiences. And I gotta say that I'm really enjoying doing my exercises more now that the cooler weather has come out. I'm moving south. I'm traveling, living in my car, moving south. Oh, now his car is off. Okay, it's a big truck. I don't want to talk too much now. Just gauge what's going on. And yeah, this is live. So yeah, this yeah, let me just have a look here. I'll turn this. Okay, just I want to give it a minute. What? Okay, I think they might be checking the other side of their truck. I mean, it's just Walmart parking lot. What do you expect? Yeah, yeah, hey, Tasha, you seem to like bicycling. Man, you should try the pivot lunges. They are just awesome. I really highly recommend them. And I want to show a video again of my improvements on them because I feel like I'm improving on the strength. I just want to go, I feel like I could go a good 5 minutes just doing them almost as fast as I can. I'm going to try to push for that. Get winded, get the air going. I'm breathing heavy. It's like those CrossFitters strongly recommend doing burpees. You know what burpees are? I don't like burpees so much. And I don't do them. But doing this pivot lunge is very rewarding. I'll do pivot lunges. Burpees, not so much. Oh, Tasha got sick. Trails are screwed because of the Hurricane Helene. Got all the debris now is on the trails. Need a cleanup crew. Okay, here we go. They're now moving. Let me just switch this here. All right. So that's my neighbor. Could probably, for somebody to park over here, there's a good chance. Well, it looks like actually he is probably a shopper. Probably a shopper. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, it's hard to tell when people park next to me. Yeah, he wants to try to get into the outdoor living. He's not gonna. Wait a second. Okay, he's didn't know. He didn't know. Okay, try the other doors. Okay. Yeah, the debris from flooding. It's definitely gonna cover the roads. So you'd be better off walking over that stuff than trying to bicycle over it. Yeah, that's, I guess, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and test this Wi-Fi out. It's just great. People step outside of their cars. Homeless people step outside of their cars to have a smoke. You know what my smoke is? Pivot lunges. And then I'm winded. I get, people get winded from their smoking. I get winded from pivot lunges. As long as I can find clean air. Actually, today I was parked somewhere and then somebody started burning something and I had to move my car. So, I mean, in the winter time, people like to burn more things, so it's a little more difficult to deal with. I got to move myself out of the path of that smoke, and then I can consider exercising. I won't do it. I won't do exercises seriously if there's somebody who's burning something, whatever it could be. There's so many types of different things getting burnt out there. I don't want to deal with it. I can move. There's people who want to stand their ground about various things. I'll just move. It's more exercise for me. I'll take that exercise and make a positive outcome out of it instead of trying to make a drama out of it. I mean, I'll keep my camera on me, of course, in case cops want to give me a hard time or somebody just like today. Okay, I was actually carrying my stick around in the soccer fields nearby. Somebody's like, "Oh, the park's closed. We're closing up the gates. You got to leave." and it's a sunset to sundown. And I'm like, today, I sat in my car all day pretty much because it was sunny. I didn't want to be out in the sun. I waited out often. It wasn't too hot, but I like to wait out the sun. I can protect myself a little bit, get some exercise in when it's sunny, but I generally want to stay out of the sun. I didn't have any other shade but inside the car, but I waited out, so nighttime comes, sundown, and then I get out to do a little exercising, and suddenly the guy comes up and says, "Oh, the park's closed, you gotta leave, we're closing the gates, it's sundown when we close." Sundown. I'm so tired of sundown laws, it's just ridiculous. In the past city, the last city I was at before this one, it was sundown, it was 30 minutes after sundown. I had a sign that said 30 minutes after sundown. And sundown adjusts each day because of the change in the time frame. So you got, 9, it can go till 9 at night in the deep summer or 4 p.m. in the winter. It's just ridiculous. So I was kicked out of the park in the middle of my exercising, and I'm sitting here in the Walmart parking lot. And that's part of the reason why I went inside the store to do my pivot lunges in the aisles. Today I chose, I don't know, there's the drywall section, the hardware area. I chose the hardware area and then just started doing exercises in there, just because not many people go in. I try to find the aisles that don't have many people, and then I'll do my various exercises. There's an antler dance after dark. Yeah, they kick people out. If you do that in the wrong spot, then you have a volunteer come by and tell them to go, that it's closed. Watch to see how much you've changed. No, I don't watch old videos to see how much. I haven't done that in a little too long. I can only see, for the facial feature stuff. I see that my cameras have improved for imaging, and I can see that, yeah, I'm more gray and I have more wrinkles. But the cameras I had, the iPod 5, that didn't really pick up great features, so to make a comparison for wrinkles is not very possible. Now I got this GoPro 13, the newest GoPro. I use it for my driving, and I use the wide angle. It's just the wide angle. I don't know if it shows very well. Maybe this guy will shine enough light on me. Oh, this is the GoPro 13, and I just bought the macro. This thing, $140, and it's better for close-ups. So I think I did a close-up on my cop channel, and you can really see my wrinkles. Somebody told me that I don't look well, and I'm like, it's probably old age. I'm all wrinkled up now, and it shows in cameras. But I think it's okay, because old age, I mean, people are supposed to respect older people. So I want to look old. I don't want to hide my age. Let's get this up. Yeah, you don't hide your age. You wanna express it more. More shy in the old videos. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's possible. I didn't have as much to say. Now I got more reference when I talk about things. I can compare things more to my past experiences. 11 years on the road, I've seen so many various things. And I've tried so many various exercises in different ways. I'm more confident. I feel more confident and happier with the direction that I'm going with my exercise habits. It's all about making those good habits. And these are habits that I just don't learn from other people. It's like, I gotta figure them out myself. And I think it's a lot to do with my body type. Once again, they say that so much. You got to think about your body type and fitting your lifestyle for your body type. Well, what's my body type? What's my physical makeup? I got wide hands, okay? I got extra wide hands where I need at least 3x gloves. I got wide hips and I got wide feet, really wide feet. All right, for my height, it's obscenely wide feet, and because of that, I have good balance, and I can do these pivot lunges easier than other people because I stay on my feet easier. My wide feet balance me so much better than somebody with small feet. So I don't have to worry. Yeah, 16.6E. It's the width that gets me, and I think my balance is probably better than other people. So I can jump. I can jump while I'm doing the pivots, and I'm less likely to fall over, whereas other people with narrow feet have to be more careful. And it's probably something, that I have to do. I have to be doing these pivot lunges because I read somewhere that it said people with larger feet have a tendency to die earlier. And that may be that the people are not living the right lifestyle for their large feet. You got to live a certain lifestyle. If you're going to have large feet, they got to be worked. You got to work them properly and enough. If I had a large head, maybe I need to work the head more. Wide shoulders. If I had wide shoulders, I think I have narrow shoulders. But if my shoulders are wider, that means there's more mass in there, and I'd probably need to work my shoulders a lot more. But I'm more lower body. I got more lower body weights with the wide hips and feet, bigger knees, calves. Calves are larger because of the wider feet. Smaller head in relation, more narrow face. So, yeah, I got to work the feet a lot more because of my weird shape. Because I will go downhill if I neglect that lower body exercise. And I couldn't quite figure out what I need to do that I can enjoy. I mean, living the gym lifestyle, I thought leg extensions were it. They were something I liked to do a lot. But I mean, yeah, you have to, sometimes if somebody else is on that machine, then you got to wait for them to get done type of thing. Working the calves and the calf machine, that was nice. But you can't always live in the gym. Gyms were free in the high school, but then you start having to pay for them when you're in your adult years. You got to find ways to pay for them, and and then you got to just go to them, and it can get kind of boring. The motivation doesn't always happen in the gym. You don't just walk into the gym and find motivation to exercise. I use spontaneous exercise like wild animals do. When it hits you, you're living in my car. When it hits me, I can do it. When sleep hits me, I'll sleep. When a burst of energy hits me for exercise, I can get up and just do it. I can do it in the library. I can do it at Walmart, just outside my car. I can actually wind myself. That's the magic. That's the most rewarding thing for me right now, is that I can wind myself just doing the pivot lunges anywhere. And it feels really good to be able to do that. I like to be able to breathe heavy that way because I've been suffering a lot from this inability to take deep breaths. I could do it now, but every so often I just can't take a deep breath. And so I'm sitting here struggling to get that deep breath. And to be able to work aerobics more with the pivot lunge, I can do it. Yeah, swimming is great. I'll tell you what, when you hold yourself underwater and then you're sucking, you're like, okay, let's see if I can try to breathe this water in while I'm underwater. That's an exercise in itself. And I'm practicing that every so often now, a lot more, with awareness of how useful sucking up is. Because I haven't had the hiatal hernia as much now as I have in the past since I started sucking up. And sometimes I'll pull down the stomach. Like sitting like this is not good for me. punched over my steering wheel because this camera's hanging on my steering wheel using the Wi-Fi at the Walmart. Sucking up has a lot of value, and you get that habit from swimming. But now that I'm aware, I don't think swimming is as necessary. It can be So yeah. As I age, my diaphragm weakens, and then I got the hiatal hernia, and then um, that was just, it would be like tight and feel uncomfortable, and all I could do is just kind of wait it out in the past, not knowing the right habits to work it out. But sucking up actually does it, and it's a weakness in the muscle, and it's an age thing. I mean, when you're young, it stays strong for longer periods of time. Don't need to worry about sucking up. But I have to actually be more aware of the muscles that do weaken over time. All the muscles throughout the whole body weaken over time. And if you get a certain problem, then you want to be looking at how to strengthen the muscles in that area in a lot of ways. Getting the blood flow back to those muscles, getting the blood flow back to my diaphragm, and and then improving that. And one thing that happened after I started sucking up and strengthening that diaphragm area, I started feeling sick more. And I mean, it didn't feel good, but that was the progression. I had something icky in my not this, where the stomach meets the esophagus. Something was icky in there that I was not reaching. It's like something having food stuck in between your teeth that you can never reach. All right, you have to do a certain flexation in the diaphragm region to reach it, and I wasn't doing it properly. And now I know it's a sucking up, and then that straightens things out, tightens that muscle, and then I started feeling sick. Then I had to deal with the sickness, which ginger didn't help at all. It was the tamarind that helped with that. But also, what the other thing was getting me sick was the mold on the bread, which I'm not really eating so much now anymore. I don't really eat moldy bread so much. I'm saving money on that. And now I'm actually using flour, mixing flour, eggs, and potatoes, and making pancakes that taste delicious. I enjoy them. I showed the video of my cereal bowl, my 20-pound cereal bowl. That's very rewarding. But also eggs, flour, and potatoes, and cooking them on a pan is very rewarding. It's the flour's less likely to get moldy than the bread. It's completely dry, sitting in my car. It could probably sit for months and months. So that's yeah. All right, well, I suppose I could just probably get back to it. And I just wanted to test this Wi-Fi out. It's free. It's Walmart's. They allow this. The organ that gets bigger with age is the prostate. Yeah, I've been up and down with my prostate. Sometimes waking up at midnight, having to pee and just only a little bit. I'm talking like through my 20s and 30s and 40s. It's not been a significant change between all those ages for me. It really seems to come down to what I eat. And the number one thing that has been shrinking my prostate, been really keeping it at bay, working within reason, has been pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds have been very, very rewarding for my prostate. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I eat pumpkin seeds, I have no problems. I don't eat pumpkin seeds, I start developing problems. Nothing else. I don't know, maybe there's some herbs out there that make it worse. I'm not sure exactly, but it's up and down, and it seems largely related to the types of herbs I eat. There's no, I don't think there really is any much value going in there and trying to use a narrow thing that you push on the prostate, and it's supposed to shrink it that way through a physical means. I think it's largely herbal related, largely with the pumpkin seeds. There's phytochemicals in them. Nothing else, because I've tried the various herbs. There's the number one herb. What's it called? I can't think of the name right now. Stinging nettle does not help. Oh, the roots? Oh, okay. I was about to say the leaves don't do anything, but maybe the roots, I think you're onto something. The root hurts my stomach, but that was when I chewed on it raw. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. There's a type of berry, the saw palmetto berry, that messes with me, messes with my head. Feels like I get stuffy and it doesn't feel good, but it shrinks the prostate. It's got the androgens. It does something with androgens. Yeah, I don't use any copper stimulation, but I'm certainly reliant on copper cups. Very much reliant on the copper. I don't know. It's, yeah, I'll just say I keep a copper cup that I put a solution. I'm just gonna only say this. I keep a copper cup. You can see it's all dirty and stuff, with a solution of let's see, vinegar, baking soda, and slippery elm. Vinegar, baking soda, and slippery elm in a copper cup. I always keep a solution. It's good for a skin emollient. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, stinging nettle. Oh, maybe they got stung by the stinging nettle with the formic acid. Yeah, they say old people would slap each other with the stinging nettle leaves if they got arthritis. That's supposed to give relief. I don't know. I don't have that arthritis problem, so I don't try that. Tomato juice and cinnamon. What a weird combination. I've had weird combinations in various states. Tomato juice and cinnamon might taste good. All right, I know tomatoes and cayenne pepper go well together. It seems like tomatoes like dissipates the properties of the cayenne. I'll tell you what, those flaky cayenne pepper, the pepper flakes, I crush those to a powder now, and I think that's pretty decent. I like that. I won't buy cayenne pepper powder. I'll buy the flakes and then crush them down to a powder when I want to use them. I didn't make a copper cup. I bought these. They're not easy to find. You're not going to find copper cups at Walmart, I'll tell you that. I don't even know exactly. I think I bought it at like a little small store, a little whatever antique store or something maybe. Copper cups. I'd prefer a gold cup ultimately. That would be awesome. Have a gold goblet. Silver cups. I'd prefer those over anything. Copper, gold, and silver. But that's not easy to find. Copper is the poor man's gold, so I'll stick with that. I got 2 copper cups in this car, and I make use of this one for my solution. The salt and the vinegar wear away at that copper, but whatever. It's not hurting me any. I'm not drinking water out of the copper cup or anything. I'm not. Yeah, that's just something I played with. Initially I found a blood rush to my head when I was drinking water out of copper cups, but it only happens if I go a long time without drinking water from a copper cup, where I'd feel the amazing blood rush to my head. It actually felt good. It didn't feel like, sepsis. It felt like rejuvenation. Okay, but I don't do that a whole lot so much now. I don't know what my copper levels are. I don't know what any of what my blood work is. I don't measure that. I rely on just the whole foods, trying to get variety, and then sticking with that. So my great grandma told me, just have that variety. And so I do that. Like today, what did I eat? I mixed all that stuff in that bowl that I showed the video of, just the two bowls of cereal, all mixed together with the milk. Tasted delicious. Very satisfying. Kept me going throughout the rest of the day pretty much. And so I pretty much stopped eating at 3 p.m. I try to make it. It's my habit to stop by 5 p.m. And I wasn't even feeling hungry anyway, so I just didn't eat. If it's after 5 p.m. and I might feel hungry, I just won't eat. That's it. And it's largely this lifestyle that's kind of forced me to do it. But I mean, it's still good habits because it's called intermittent fasting. And if you overload your cells with too much of that sugar, too much eating, then you push yourself in a cancerous state. So you kind of want to fight that a little bit with intermittent fasting, get everything balanced out. I could talk about my family in another channel. I don't know. They're probably healthy. I never made my own family, so whatever the family I came from, I don't know what to say about them. But yeah, the food was pretty good today. Tomorrow, I want to mix. And I've been getting into this habit. I don't know if I really, I'm kind of starting to show it on video more, but I do popcorn, and then I crush up dill and parsley and chives. I crush them all up, and then I mix them with the popcorn. But this last time I had popcorn, I crushed my popcorn too. I was just like, let's just crush everything. Before that, I ate my popcorn, and then I had the seeds left over, and I crushed the seeds, and they were delicious. I'll crush popcorn seeds, and they're delicious. And then this last time, I was like, well, why wait to just crush the seeds? Why not just crush all the popcorn? So this last time, it was pretty good. I got to eat my popcorn with a spoon, but crushing it all isn't too bad. Get a little bit of exercise, and it crushed everything up together, and that allows the herbs that I add to mix in better as well. The crushed dill, the crushed well, also, yeah, there's cilantro, the cilantro leaf. I mixed that too a little bit. Ooh, and then what kind of gives it a little extra flavor too, which is surprising to me, turmeric. I don't have to crush turmeric. I'll buy that in the powder. The turmeric root. So my popcorn mix is say chives, let's see, yeah, the cilantro. It's just a mix. It's a wide variety of vitamins. So it's kind of, my popcorn is like my source of vitamins with all that I mix with it. The parsley, the dill, they all have their own phytochemicals, their own vitamins, specialized that gives them their own flavor. I mix it all together, and it tastes fine. It tastes good. Especially the turmeric. I'm increasing my levels of turmeric to the point where I want to, where I could say I don't like too much. I know I won't like too much turmeric. Turmeric, by itself is not great, but mixed with the right things. So far, I found turmeric to mix great with orange juice, with oranges, but also it seems like it's going okay with popcorn as well. So I'll mix it all up together and with the herbs, with crushed herbs, mix it, put it in with the popcorn, crush that, and then just eat it with a spoon, and that's my vitamins right there. Pretty darn good. Very satisfying. I can eat it all, and I don't feel like stopping until it's all gone. Sometimes I might want to pop another, and I do it in this. Oh, it doesn't really show very well. In my popcorn pot, which I also boil food in. I boiled a steak and potatoes. Well, let me just say, let me back up. 3 days ago, I boiled chicken and potatoes, but only 15 minutes. 15-20 minutes, just enough to get that chicken. So I ate the chicken, potatoes sat in there, and then I let a whole day go by, and then the next day I threw a steak in there, with the chicken water and the potatoes that were only partially cooked, and then cooked them some more with the steak. Boiled steak and potatoes. Finished off the potatoes cooked more thoroughly, more fully cooked, and then yeah, drank all the water, ate the steak. I still got 2 potatoes left, but I am planning to use these potatoes are cooked, like started cooking 3 or 4 days ago, and then I plan on mashing them up and mixing them with my potato, flour, and egg pancake for tomorrow, because the potatoes seem to add the right texture to pancakes that people substitute with shortening or just oils in general. And I think potatoes make up for that in a lot of ways, because there's just something when I put potatoes in with my pancakes, that there's something with the texture that reminds me of store-bought cookies. They got that softness to them that if I just did only flour and eggs, it would be more crispy with flour and eggs. But adding potatoes gives it this softness that's very similar to shortening, I think. So I find a lot of value in that. I don't add any fats. Of course, I don't add sugars or salts, especially not salts. What? Turmeric in the milk? I put cayenne pepper in my milk sometimes. Turmeric with the milk, I don't know. I suppose, but it's doing pretty good with popcorn and oranges. I'm sure there's other things that you can mix it with. But yeah, it's a spice. It's a popular spice that can be used in a lot of variety of things. I've been enjoying marjoram. Now that I crush things more with my mortars, I'm more happy with the mortars I got now. I crush them a little bit more of that, what did I call it again? I don't know why I just forgot. Marjoram. Marjoram works pretty good with things, and it's offering a unique flavor that's, well, you got to have it, more of it. You got to, you don't just have a little sprinkle of marjoram. You take a lot of it and then crush it, and then use a lot of it with I don't know, cereals, and it offers unique flavor. It's supposed to be good for the stomach or something, but it's just a good flavor to add. Just got to make sure you crush it. Everything you have, you crush, and it brings out the flavors. All right, yeah, this has been almost going an hour now. I guess I'm sitting, and I don't like this sitting posture, so I think I got to stop and readjust myself. So I'm gonna stop this.